Affolter with Sydney Affolter, Caitlin Clark, and Gabbie Marshall. And we will start with opening comments from the coach.
I'm just really proud of the way that we played today. I thought we played really good team basketball. We got everybody involved. We had 5 people in double figures. Did a great job on the boards. They only got 4 offensive rebounds in the whole second half. I'm really proud of my group. And, Caitlin comes out and has 15 assists, only 2 turnovers. I thought that there were so many people that played well in this game. Affolter has the highest plus-minus of anybody. Gabbie Marshall knocks down threes. Kate Martin, her leadership out there is absolutely unbelievable. And Hannah Stahlke didn't let their center have a single O board. That's hard to do. That's really hard to do. So I'm proud of my group.
Thank you. We'll start with taking questions for the student athletes. Row 2 right here.
Hi, everyone. Howard Magdal at the Nats. Congratulations on the win. Caitlin, one for you, and Sid, one for you if I could. Caitlin, it's 48-35 at halftime. You guys come out. It's 6-0 run to kind of step on the gas. How conscious were you of making that the moment that you wanted to kind of put this out of reach?
Yeah, that's what we talked about in the locker room at halftime, is really come out and dominate that third quarter from the start, and that's exactly what we did. We forced them to use a timeout, and I thought we just really controlled the game once we got that lead. We were able to sustain it even when they went on a few runs. We were able to switch up our player defense, our zone defense. I thought that caused them a few problems. But overall, I just thought we executed offensively, whether it was in zone, whether it was in man-to-man, whether it was in transition, and then we did a great job on defense. Just a complete basketball game is what it felt like.
And so just from your perspective as one of the end one on that play, how much easier does Caitlin make things, getting the ball to you in rhythm like that? It seemed like her assists today weren't just leading to scores, but it was just at every point precision where they needed to be.
Yeah, I think we get reps like that all the time in practice, and Caitlin's the best passer in college basketball, and that's what we like to do. We like to get out and run, and she always finds us in transition. So,
Doug Feinberg, the AP. Caitlin, I've had about 4 minutes to process winning, but thinking about what's ahead now, you get a chance to play LSU again. It's not for the same level of importance, but still obviously a chance to get back to the Final Four. What does it mean to get a chance to play them again?
Yeah, I think we're excited. I think, anytime you have a chance to go up against somebody you lost to, it brings a little more energy. But at this point in the tournament, every single team is good, whether you're playing West Virginia, whether you're playing Colorado, whether you're playing LSU. You prep the exact same way. You come in with the same exact mindset. And I think overall it's just going to be a really great game for women's basketball. And they're really solid 1 through 5. We know we're going to have to rebound the basketball. But obviously I don't know the ins and outs of everything about them because we haven't gone through the scout yet. But more than anything, I think just building off this win today, I think this was the first time in about 3 games we were able to put together what felt like a complete basketball game on both ends of the floor, whether it was in transition or on defense or just really executing our offense. So I think being able to build off of that and take that momentum into our next game.
Caitlin, Chad Leistica, Des Moines Register. Give me a sense of your mindset coming into the game. It looked, from my perspective, our perspective, you really wanted to get everyone involved. The passes were there, but you also wanted to drive to the bucket to get twos.
Yeah.
Was that kind of what were you thinking before the game of how you could produce the best?
Yeah, I knew they were gonna give me really good ball pressure coming into this game, and honestly, when we set our first couple of ball screens, they were playing drop coverage. Just kind of their big was just staying in the paint. So I knew either Hannah was going to be open on the roll or I was going to be able to get pretty easy layups, and that's kind of what they went with, more just chasing me off of all the screens and giving up drives. And luckily I was able, I think I only missed 1 2-point shot tonight. Obviously I didn't shoot it as great from 3, but I thought my penetration to the basket was really good. I think that also led to quite a few of my assists too, because it made them pick and choose exactly what they wanted to do. But when we're able to get stops on defense, that's where, I really thrive in the transition game. And I think Sid runs the floor really well. Hannah runs the floor really well. And those are tough passes to catch and handle and, finish more than anything. So I'm just proud of them. You don't get an assist if your teammate doesn't make the basket. And then obviously the way Gab shot the ball tonight, 80% from 3. And it seemed like she came up with some very timely threes right when, we maybe had a couple turnovers. Gabbie was always right there to find an answer for us.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Caitlin? This way.
Sorry.
Sorry if you've already been asked this, but you've talked before about playing in the spotlight and how you kind of thrive on that. What is it like when you come into a game like tonight? I mean, the crowd was, it was a packed arena again. Crowd was wild. Obviously, there was a matchup looming that everybody has been waiting for. What does that do to your mindset?
Honestly, I think when I step on the court, like a calming sense comes over me. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I have 13 amazing teammates that have my back, and these are the moments you've worked so hard for. This is what you've put your the time in for in the gym all by yourself and with your teammates. And I guess it's just kind of like, go let your work shine, go have fun, go have a blast, and whether win or lose, there's a lot to hold your head high about. And I thought that's exactly what we did. Everybody kind of just played with a smile on their face and had a lot of fun. And I speak for everybody on our team. We did not come into this game knowing LSU had won and we're like, oh, we want to win to play LSU. We came into this game like, no, we're focused on this game. We're focused on beating Colorado, because Colorado is a really good basketball team. In my eyes, they've played in one of the best conferences in the country, in the Pac-12, all year long. They've gone up against really great competition, and I thought we defended really, really well. So I think that's just the biggest thing, is I came in with a sense of, a calming presence and knowing I have people that have my back, and this is a game that I've put a lot of time into, and I'm only promised, 40 more minutes, so might as well go win it.
Claire Hanna with TSN. First of all, congratulations on making it to the Elite Eight. I'll direct this one at you, Caitlin. Obviously, the goal is to win a national championship, but it's one game at a time. How often do you think back to that national championship game last year, and what comes to mind from it with LSU?
Oh gosh, honestly, not that much. Ever since this season started, like, my focus is like 1-0 every single time we take the court, and I think that's exactly what Coach Bluter preaches. It's like, I'm not caught up in the past, I'm not caught up in the future. I try to keep my feet right in the present and be where my feet are, and prepare one game at a time. And I think I wouldn't be able to be the player I am if I was too worried about what has happened or what is going to happen. And yeah, you can learn from everything, but to be honest, the run we went on last year, like, it goes so fast and it kind of is a blur at this point. I almost remember everything in between the basketball games better than the actual basketball games. And I think the biggest thing to take away from that is, everything comes down to one possession. I think that's what our group learned from that journey, is we played in a lot of really tight, close games, and being able to execute down the stretch is really important. And I don't know, I think that's the biggest thing. Sorry, my memory is not very great, but that's all I got.
Marissa Jack, Spectrum News. This is for Gabbie and Caitlin. Obviously, you guys go out there, you don't have necessarily the biggest team on the floor. You saw some size in Colorado, you're going to see some size in LSU, but you all don't seem to really need that. Can you talk about what you do as a team to play to your strengths, to use that speed, and to show off the ball movement that you ladies can have?
Yeah, I think you kind of have to pick and choose with our team. Obviously, there's a lot of attention on Caitlin, and she's going to get one or two people who have to look at her throughout the whole possession. So I think that leaves other people open. And, I think she does a great job of finding her teammates, finding who's open, reading the defense before the defense even does what they're going to do. And I think that's truly speaks to what we try to do. We pass up good shots for great shots. We really pride ourselves in our assists, and I think we're kind of just hard to guard because you have to pick and choose. If you're going to stay in on Hannah, the shooters are going to be wide open, and I think that's kind of what you saw tonight. It's just like a complete basketball game, and 20 assists. I mean, that's Iowa basketball for you right there.
Brian Howell from the Boulder Daily Camera. This is for Sydney. Gabbie, you can comment as well, but how important was it to get you and Kate and others involved early in this game to kind of set the tone that this was going to be a team effort tonight?
Sydney, go first. Thank you. Then Gabbie.
Yeah, I mean, we always preach that there's 5 players on the court and everyone on the bench, and no one's more important than anyone else in our circle. And when we go out there, we know that they're going to have a lot of their eyes on Caitlin, and that's going to leave us open. So we're confident in each other to knock down those shots, and that's what we're going to do.
I think she said it perfectly. I mean, it just makes us harder to guard. If we move the ball like we did tonight, I mean, it makes the defense work even harder. And I don't know, it just things open up when you're hitting shots from the outside and there's balanced scoring. And so I think it kind of makes Caitlin's job a little easier when we're all hitting shots and we can help provide some of that offensive threat.
Erica El Ayala with CBS Sports. Gabbie, speaking of hitting shots, I mean, you did a pretty good job today. What do you think was working offensively, and what did you see that was kind of given to you by the defense to get you in the position to make those shots?
Yeah, I think when they went into that zone, it kind of opened up like one more passes, and like they were pretty spread out, and they had to worry about Caitlin up at the top, and so I think that kind of gave me more room to shoot it, and I mean it led to pretty much, I don't know, a lot of open looks at the three, and so I think just having my feet set, being ready to shoot, it's kind of what I did out there when they switched to that zone.
Last one is here. Okay, go ahead, and then the last one here. Go ahead.
Pete Doherty, Albany Times Union. For any of the players, I mean, this isn't Carver Hawkeye Arena, but it seems like you definitely had a home crowd here. How did it feel out there? Did you feel like the crowd was in your favor?
Go ahead. I mean, yeah, when you look around, you see a bunch of Hawk fans, a bunch of black and gold, and it was loud. It was loud in there, and I think that's kind of what we're used to, and we love those environments. I mean, we love when it's wild, crazy, energetic, and we kind of feed off of it, and it gives us momentum.
Thank you. Last one. Go right here. Yep.
Kareem Copeland, Washington Post. This is for you, Gabbie. This last year of work has all been about getting to Cleveland, getting to the Final Four. Now that you guys are 40 minutes away, what is that feeling?
Yeah, I think it's exciting. Obviously, we're gonna have the same mentality every single game. It's been one game at a time, and it's gonna continue to be that way. And we're gonna prep the same way for LSU as we have all year. And I think, we're focused on this next game. We're not gonna get too ahead of ourselves. Obviously, that is the goal, but I mean, we're just gonna focus on this next 40 minutes, and I mean, know the coaches are gonna have us prepared and just play Iowa basketball.
Thank you to the student athletes.